Someone asked me, like they can chant, like people chant Ram Nam or Krishna Nam. What is the Nam that they can chant for Ma? So the prayer that I'm sharing, every class I am reading that prayer. This is the easiest way to remember Ma, and very easy prayer. Whatever one name also, if you remember from here, that's a very easy prayer. So you can chant. This is mother's name only. Shri Chakra Vasini Devi Namaste. Shiva Kama Sundari Devi Namaste. Shri Krishna Sodari Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Padmadala Lochani Devi Namaste. Bhakta Paripalini Devi Namaste. Parvatavardhini Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Karuna Vilasini Devi Namaste. Katyayani Gauri Devi Namaste. Kadamba Vanavasini Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Shakti Parameshwari Devi Namaste. Shambhu Mana Mohini Devi Namaste. Shankari Kripakari Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Annapurneshwari Devi Namaste. Akhilandeshwari Devi Namaste. Abhaya Pradayini Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Satya Swarupini Devi Namaste. Sadguru Rupini Devi Namaste. Dharma Swarupini Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Akhanda Paripureni Devi Namaste. Adi Parashakti Devi Namaste. Akhila Paripalini Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Ananta Rakshini Devi Namaste. Saubhagyadayini Devi Namaste. Santana Palprade Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Shakti Swarupini Devi Namaste. Pahi Bhuvaneshwari Devi Namaste. Shri Vidya Rupini Devi Namaste. Shakti Swarupini Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. Rajeshwari Devi Namaste. In this, these are names, every name has a meaning. Like first one is Sri Chakravasini Devi, one name. Then comes Shiva Kama Sundari, another name. Shri Krishna Sodari, third name. And Rajeshwari, fourth name. So Sri Chakravasini, who lives in the Sri Chakra. Shiva Kama Sundari, who is the beloved of Shiva. Shri Krishna Sodari, who is the sister of Krishna. Padmadala Lochini, whose eyes are like a lotus flower. Bhakta Paripalini, who takes care of her devotees. Parvatavardhani, who lives in the mountains, Meru mountains. Rajeshwari, the queen of all queens. Karuna Vilasini, who is very compassionate and her compassionate flows everywhere. Katyayani Gauri, she is Katyayani in Vrindavan or Devi Katyayani. She is Gauri, Parvati. Kadamba Vanavasini, she lives in the forest of Kadamba. She is the queen of all queens. We bow down to her. Shakti Parameshwari, she is Shakti, energy, primordial energy. She is Parameshwari, she is the supreme controller. Shambhu Manmohini, she enchants the mind of Shambhu, Lord Shiva. We bow down to the queen of all queens. We bow down to her. Shankari Kripakari, she is the consort of Lord Shiva, Shankari. She is Kripakari, she always is benevolent, merciful. We bow down to Rajarajeshwari, Queen of all queens, Ma Lalita. She's Annapurna. She gives nourishment through the food to everybody. Akhilandeshwari, the whole world, the whole universe she is the one controlling everything. She is the form of truth. She is the form of Guru, Sadguru Rupini. We bow down to her. She is the form of Dharma. We bow down to her. Queen of all queens, we bow down to her. She is the maintainer of everybody. We bow down to her. She is the protector of everyone. We bow down to her. Santana Phalpradesh, she gives progeny. If somebody desires babies, she is the one who will fulfill their desire. Pahi Bhuvaneshwari, O Ma Bhuvaneshwari. Bhuvaneshwari means she is the mother of the entire world, all the three worlds. O Ma Bhuvaneshwari, always look upon us. She is Sri Vidya Rupini, the knowledge of Sri Vidya. Sri, the knowledge. Okay. She is the form of knowledge, Sri Vidya, and she is the form of all Shakti energy. We bow down to this Rajarajeshwari. So here Santana Bhalprade. This one, even when you chant Lalita Sahasrnama, I have done this one experiment many a times with people. If somebody is desirous of having kids, so it is written in the Phala Shruti that you can chant Lalita Sahasrnama for 6 months. It does not state the number, how many times, but you chant as many times as you want and offer butter to Ma Lalita. And by doing that, your desire of having a nice kid, attracting a good soul. Everybody has babies, but we have to pray to attract good souls, pious souls in our family. To do that, one can do this experiment. It is written in Phala Shruti of Lalita Sahasrnama. So I did it on with others and it really helped. I have one of the experiences that was like for me very, very memorable. So what happened is when I was young, when I started with Lalita Sahasrnama, one lady, she was my friend and she was like, oh, if you chant Lalita Sahasrnama, can somebody get kids? I said, yeah, we can. I mean, this is what is written in that. And I believe it. I don't know. I've never experimented myself. But if you say we can, she's like, my bhabhi is not getting, my bhabhi means my sister-in-law, is not getting any babies. So can we pray for her? I'm like, yeah, pray. This is the prayog. This is the experiment you do. You read it and you offer butter to Ma. So on Navratri, during Navratri 9 days, we both sat down. And we call the bhabhi also. Bhabhi means sister-in-law. Okay, so I will say bhabhi means understand sister-in-law or co-sister. So she came. So she was, I don't know what is happening in the background. I don't know what is the background story. I just trust the process. I trust the mantras. I trust mother. And we are chanting. Throughout the Navratri, we finished 120, in 9 days of Navratri, we took this sankalpa that we will chant 125 times Lalita Sahasrnama. And we did it, all the three of us together. We did it. And with the desire that she should get a baby. And after that, things changed. I came to the US. I was not in touch. So my friend, 6 years later, 2 or 3 years later, when I went to India, my friend is like, you know what, my brother died. So you remember we prayed for my bhabhi to become pregnant, but my brother died in an accident. And even though we were praying, I didn't have the trust that she will ever become pregnant. I said, why you didn't have the trust? She's like, yeah, I know my brother. My brother was a drunkard and he used to drink a lot. And it was impossible for them to have kids. So even though you told me, but I had no faith in that. And we chanted it. I'm like, okay. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen. So then she challenged me. She said, okay, so see, by chanting Lalita Sahasrnama, you failed. I'm like, okay, if mother wants to tell that, so be it. What can I say? I mean, the brother has died, and they were drunkard. You are knowing the story. I never asked you, but I chanted with full faith. And I know that if somebody has chanted with full faith, my father has taught me one thing, it will happen. When it will happen, how it will happen, nobody can say. If somebody has chanted with faith, it will happen. That much I know. So we chanted and 2 years passed and I was back in the US after meeting her. Then again, 6 years later, I went to India. At that time, her bhabi came. I wanted to meet you. I'm like, what happened? She's like, I want to just tell you, I have twins now. I said, you have twins now? What happened? She's like, yeah, I remarried. It was a blessing in disguise. My husband passed away. He was anyways drunkard. He was, and I was very unhappy in that marriage. He passed away. And then now I'm married to this guy and I'm having twins. I already have twins and I'm pregnant the third time. And she was like, I always believe, I remember your face. You had so much faith in those mantras. Even though I was not doing with faith, we were not having so much faith. We were just doing for the sake of doing, but you had the faith and you told me that it will happen whenever it has to happen. So, and I'm just being thankful to you that you taught me. And even before the pregnancy, I did the same thing again. I offered butter. Now this time I offered with faith and I already have a twin. I already have twins and the third one is going to happen. So this lady has 3 kids now. So this, after that, many times people ask me, I have given this to everybody. I've told this is written in Lalita Sahasrnama, chant with full faith. You will get good children. You will attract good souls. But the only thing is you cannot ask mother, when will that happen? That's the only thing. It will happen. And what course of things will happen in the process, we don't know. Some things are not, you don't deserve, but she has given you. But, like in this lady's life, the previous husband had to go away. Then only the next husband had to come and then she can get the babies. So when I tell you, certain experiments of life I have done with mantras, and I realized that we ask things thinking that I want that. But in getting that thing, in the process, we might lose some other things. And we are so focused on that one thing that I want, that all these things that we are losing, we forget. And I realize, okay, it's better not to ask. She knows what is good for me. Is she not reading my heart? She will give me whatever I need, whenever I need, wherever I need. This is what it is. Anyway, so whenever this thing comes, Santana Valprade, Devi Namaste, this story that happened in my life, it always occurs to me. All right. Okay, let's get into our Gurudev, Bhagwan Dattatreya. We are listening about his pastimes. Last time in English class, we ended up, Dattatreya, Bhagwan Dattatreya has given this knowledge to Alarka, Prahlad, Parshuram. And who is Dattatreya? What is his form? We are understanding it through Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. Before even we enter into Tripura Rahasya, I want you all to be prepared. This is the whole purpose, to know who is Dattatreya. What was his state of mind? What was he? We should know who were his 24 gurus. Dattatreya is the son of Atri and Anusuya. And Atri is from Brahmaji directly. So that is the genes that is flowing. Okay. Now, he met Prahlad and Prahlad has questioned him. That Prahlad, you all know who's Prahlad. Prahlad was the greatest devotee. To protect him, Bhagwan had come as the half man, half lion incarnation, Narsimha Avatar. That is Prahlad. That biggest devotee of Lord Vishnu, Hari, has come to Avadhut Dattatreya and is asking, how are you so happy? You are so knowledgeable. Everybody comes to you looking for knowledge. But when I look at your form, you have no external signs. Tilak. You have no tilak. Not this, not the red one. You have no garb outside. No orange, no red, no white, no blue. Your hair, it is so, it's so not proper. You're all smeared in dust. That's the only makeup you wear. Looking at you, nobody will be able to say that you have so much knowledge, but all the gurus revere you. How have you achieved this stage? Did you study a lot? Who were your gurus? How have you got to this stage of bliss? I don't see you working. Same question what Prahlad has asked. There also Krishna's ancestor Yadu, he will be asking the same question, similar questions. How have you, I never see you working anywhere. How did you gather so much? How did things, you become like this? Please tell it to me. And then he says, people of the world are busy working, slogging to find happiness. And yet they are not happy. And oh Dattatreya, I see you doing nothing and very happy and very strong and knowledgeable. Please tell me the secret. Please tell me the secret. So he says, O Prahlad, ityetad atmana swartham santam vismritya vaipuman vichitram asati dvaite ghoram apnoti sansritim jalam tadudbhad bhava vaishchannam hitvagyo jalakamyaya mrigatrishna mupadha veda yatha anyatra arthadriksvataha. He says, O Prahlad, I am happy because I understood the cause of unhappiness. And what is the cause of unhappiness? He says, everybody is looking for pleasure. Everybody is looking for pleasure, and they think by running after one pleasure, after another pleasure, after another pleasure, they will be happy forever. But it is always like a oasis in the desert. It feels like happiness is there, but the moment you get that happiness, it has escaped. Because people do not know that the source of happiness is right within your heart, is right within your soul. People are looking outside, but happiness is within the soul. O Prahlad, I am always situated in my soul. Soul is called Atma. Atma or spirit. Sometimes, invariably, if I'm speaking in the flow, I may use the word Atma. Please understand, Atma means soul, Atma means spirit. So he's saying, I understood. People are suffering. Why are they suffering? Because of their past actions, prarabdha. And they do not realize. Because of the prarabdha, they are suffering. And at the same time, they are doing karmas. And when I say prarabdha means past. Okay. And when they are doing the present karmas also, these karmas, the actions that they are doing is going to become their prarabdha. Now, even before I make you understand this, let me explain you some little concept of prarabdha. There are three karmas happening all the time. Prarabdha is the past. Kriyaman is what we are doing right now. Sanchit is we are doing some actions, and the fruits of those actions are going to come. These are being saved. Some of them we have enjoyed. Some of them we will enjoy in future. In this life, say you live 50 years. 50 years you have done karmas. Knowingly and knowingly, we do. Everybody is doing. So these karmas are producing fruits, which you will have to, if you don't finish it within 50 years of your life, 50 years means this is your maximum life, I'm saying. For example, if you live 100 years, then 100 years, okay? So if you don't finish this within this 50 or 100 years, whatever is left, those fruits of those actions that you have to enjoy, you will have to take another body and come back. So when you come back again with another body, that point is called your prarabdha. Because of your prarabdha, because of your past life. Sometimes people get confused. Oh, but why am I suffering from my past life? Why didn't it get over at that time? It didn't get over. Because to you, life is very short. But for nature, it is continuous. Death is just a stopover. It is continuous. So one should know the theory properly of your karma. You are suffering. You understood today because of your prarabdha. Oh, past life, I must have done something. So this life, I have to be careful. I should not do karmas, which I will have to suffer further. Then the question comes from, where are you doing the karmas? You're doing karmas from your mind, from your action, from your speech. So one has to be pure in mind, pure in action, and pure in speech. And one should understand what karmas they should do, what actions they should do. Understand this. Again, as I tell everybody, you cannot understand Tripura Rahasya if you do not understand Bhagavad Gita. You cannot understand what Dattatreya is talking if you don't understand Gita. To explain you the theory of karma, when we have come to this chapter, this is from the higher level, as I told last time also, Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the second level book. It is expected from a student that is theory, at least the theory on karma is clear, so that when Dattatreya starts speaking, it just clicks to you. But here I am taking a stop and I'm trying to explain to you. This, I don't have to take a stop if you understand Gita very well. Getting it? So I explained to you. So here he is saying that man has forgotten his real self. And that is why he is running after external things. He thinks external things will give him happiness. People call me sometimes. They're like, I'm very lonely. I had a breakup. And I'm telling you, 20-year-old telling me I have a breakup, I'm lonely. 40-year-old telling me I had a breakup, I'm lonely. 60-year-old telling I have a breakup, I'm lonely. 80 years old finding for somebody, I'm lonely. And when I look at that, the same advice I give to everybody. You are unhappy because you are looking for happiness from somebody else. You want others to tell you how good you are. And if the other person does not acknowledge you, you are becoming very unhappy. You have so much defined yourself by others' expectations. If they go away, you're like, you don't know what to do. You're crying. Same way with money. You define yourself with all the brands that you own. If they go away, you feel sad. When we give happiness, when we give our happiness to others, we'll never be happy. Because the source of happiness is within us. We forget who we really are. When we love somebody else, we start dressing the way they want us to dress. We start eating the way they want us to eat. We change our habit for them, right? And then when they go away, you don't know what to do. You never focus on who you are. Focus on yourself, who you are. You're in family life, you're a mother. You always want your kids to say, oh, you're such a nice mother, such a nice mother. Kids grow up and then one day they start complaining, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Now you're sad. My kids are not acknowledging me. I did everything for the kid. Focus on who you are. Are you that mother? You're a wife, a very good wife, very dedicated wife, giving everything. One day you realize your husband cheated. Done. These are stories of life that happens everywhere. Devastation, devastated. You go through divorce, devastated. Because you never focused on who you are. We are pure soul. Atman. We are full of bliss. We are not this body. We cannot be defined by all the relationship that has been made through this body. You became a wife only after you got married. Before that, what were you? You were just a young girl. Before that, what were you? You were just a kid. Before that, what were you? Even before you became a kid. Who were you? Where were you? The mother or father who gives birth to the kid. They became father, mother at that moment when the kid came out. Before that, who were they? The mother, father will die one day. The kid will also die one day. We will also die one day. Everybody's going to go away. But still we will exist. Who are we? This thought that I am just a soul. And under all circumstances, I am a happy soul. I have been given this body to work out my karmas. With this body, I will work out my past karmas. And with this body, I will do karmas by which I will not get entangled into this world again. Through this body, I will reach to my soul realization. Through this body, I will know that I am pure bliss. I am pure consciousness. The body was given to us to only realize this. This is what Dattatreya is saying. Here he says, this body, he says, Dehadi bhide daivata tantraya atmana sukham hitaha dukhyatayam chanishya skriya mogha kritaha. Prahlad, this body, whatever you have gotten is because of your prarabdha, means your past karmas. And through this body, if somebody is thinking that they will only get happiness, they will remove all the sadness of their life, of their or their griefs, the Tatra is saying, this is not going to happen. Grief, sorrow, happiness, they're always going to exist. So working so hard for this body is not a wise decision. It's not a wise thing to do. And he says, he's opening us to the truth. He's opening us all, he's taking away all the illusions from our life. Life is an illusion. We're running after pleasure, but we end up in sadness. So he's saying, accept first fact. He says, adhyatmikadirvi dukhair vimuktasya karhechet martasya krichopantairathai kamai kriyeta kim. He says, man will always be suffering these three types of pain. The bodily pain, pains related to your consciousness, to your mind, and pains and the other sorrows and griefs because of the external conditions, the planets, the weather. So pain, this three type of pain is always going to be there. One has to accept this. And then he says, everybody is going to die. And if you have accepted that one day you are going to die, then you are striving so hard to make that money. People cheat, people tell lies. And people say, this is the way to live in this world, to make money. People forget their relations to hold on to that money. He says, everybody, Dattatreya is saying, everybody is going to die. He says, Maranshil to hai hi, everyone is going to die. यदि उसने बड़े श्रम और कष्ट से कुछ धन और भोग प्राप्त कर लिया तो भी क्या लाभ है? He says, even when everybody is going to die, then doing all this hard work to make so much of money and living a life full of tension and stress and fear and insecurity. He says, what did he gain? What did you gain? Then he says, I see. He says here, Pashyami dhaninam, klesham lubdhanama jitatmanam, bhayadallabdhanidranam, sarvato abhi vishankinam. He says, I see rich people, wealthy people. And what are they? How are they? They are greedy, lobhi, and always in sorrow, always in pain. Why are they in pain? They have so much wealth, but they are always fearing that somebody will take away their wealth. They are striving hard to make that wealth and save the wealth. And because of that, they lose sleep. And this is so true. I mean, everybody, I have seen, I met a person, very, he was very religious. So he came to know, okay, I'm teaching Gita. Then he started questioning, and then he told me that, you know what, I'm going through a very bad divorce. And I said, going through and the court case is going for almost like, I don't know what, more than 6-7 years now. I said, why is it not settling? He's like, no, my ex-wife, she just wants the money. And of course, I want to save the money. And he says, sometimes I get so depressed. I'm not able to marry any other person. Sometimes I get so depressed, I started taking pills, sleeping pills to sleep. I have gone beyond now. The doctor prescribed me the highest prescription in sleeping pills. Now my situation is such that even if I take the sleeping pill, I cannot sleep. So many days I'm just awake the whole night. I listen to the stories like this. And then I think of Dattatreya. Yes, he's saying the same thing. So much wealth you have. You don't have family. So much wealth you have. Oceanside facing homes. I've seen. You enter in the home and husband and wife do not want to see each other's face. What's the point? Dattatreya says the same thing here. He says, I have seen rich people. They are greedy. Not only greed, they're always in pain. And not only pain, they're always insecure. And because of insecurity, they are they can't even sleep. And he says, sab par unka sandeh bana rehta hai. He says, these people, they have so much money, but they're always doubting everyone around us. Always doubting. And he says, Rajatas chorata shatro swajanat pashupakshitah arthibhya kalata swasman nityam pranadvadam bhayam. He says, let me read in Hindi. It's such a nice translation. जो जीवन और धन के लोभी हैं, वे राजा, चोर, शत्रु, स्वजन, पशु, पक्षी, याचक और काल से यहाँ तक कि कहीं मैं भूल न कर बैठूं, अधिक न खर्च कर दूं, इस आशंका से अपने आप भी सदा डरते रहते हैं. He says, such people, they might be kings, but they are always worried about other kings. They are worried about thieves coming to them. They are worried about their relatives taking away their money, their wealth, their properties. They are worried about animals attacking them. They are all the time, they are in fear. And sometimes the fear overpowers them so much that they fear themselves. What if I die? What will happen to all the wealth that I've gained? What if I die? I don't want to lose anything because they are so attached to it. So now the Dattatreya advises us. He says, Shoka moha bhaya krodha raga klaibya samadayah yanmula syur niram jayat spriham pranarthyor bodha. He says, so seeing all this, a wise person, an intelligent person, what should he do? He should understand that being so greedy for wealth and losing everything for it is not good. If somebody has to keep away, somebody wants to keep themselves away from grief, from attachment, from insecurity, from fear, If someone wants to keep away from anger, then one must leave this desire of coveting so much wealth. One must stop that attachment for wealth. He goes on saying, in this world, I have two gurus. Who are the gurus? Madhukar Mahasarpau Loke Asmin Gurutamau. He says, I have two very good gurus. You know who are Dattatreya's gurus? He has 24. Two we are going to learn through Prahlad. The rest of the 24 we are going to learn in another chapter. But we are going to learn all his gurus because these gurus are teaching us some really good qualities that is needed to be in a sadhak. When people worship Maa Lalita Sahasrnama, many times people come to me, you know, the mind, in the mind it is only wealth, it is the bhog, not only wealth, it is a bhog that they are looking for. Moksha is, they think moksha is, of course it's going to come, but the first thing that they want is the bhog, and they feel very secure that if I have bhog means the pleasure, okay, whatever joy they want. They think, okay, if I get all this thing, then the moksha is also going to come. So this Devi is perfect, she gives everything, let me just worship him, worship her. But to even to enjoy that bhoga, that pleasure, bhog means that pleasure, whatever you are asking for, you are asking for wealth, even to enjoy that wealth, Dattatreya is first warning that wealth will come, but it will come with all this. And you have to be very prepared that it may go one day. First, develop that state of mind that if wealth comes, great. And if wealth does not come to me, then will I stop loving Maa Lalita Tripura Sundari? People say, oh, I love Maa Lalita Tripura Sundari. If she does not give you the kid that you want, will you still worship her? Will you still love her unconditionally? If she does not give you the wealth that you are asking for, you are chanting, oh, I'm chanting Lalita Sahasrnama every day. I want that job. I want that promotion. Say if you don't get it. And somebody else comes, oh, why are you chanting this? Chant some other mantra. I'll give you that. Kanakdhara Stotra. You'll get gold. Oh, then you stop Lalita Sahasrnama. You start doing the other mantra. Dattatreya has taught us Lalita Sahasrnama, Tripura Rahasya. But if we desire for bhoga, if we desire for pleasure, we also should develop this mindset, no attachment to it. It may come, we enjoyed it, it goes, we do not cry for it. It has come, she has given us for some work, we do the work with that. But we will not have sleepless nights because it is going to go away someday. It may come, we will be surrounded by people who are looking at that wealth. We will be surrounded by crows all around us. We should not fear. We should throw something to those crows and be fearless. Wealth is not bad. But wealth should not spoil your mindset, should not spoil your health, should not give you sleepless nights, should not make you insecure. Wealth should make you fearless. Yeah, the crows are coming for the wealth. Give them some. And if you give them, don't feel, oh, it is going away from my hand. I'll become poor. No. If it goes away also, great. Now the crows won't follow me. That kind of feeling, this is Avadhut Dattatreya. If it comes, great. If it does not come, great. This mindset you have to develop even in order to enjoy the bhoga. Got it? So here he says, so my biggest guru is an Ajgar, Anaconda. And the second guru is a honeybee. Two gurus. Anaconda, it's like a big snake, and a cobra, say cobra, okay? A cobra and a honeybee. And he says, from these two, I learned two qualities. From the anaconda or the cobra, I learned vairagya, renunciation. I should be ready to give up things whenever I want to and not feel bad about it. Second, contentment. From the honeybee, I learned contentment. Whatever comes of its own accord, I should be happy. I should be content in that. People have money, but they're never content. They're never satisfied. They have so much in their bank, but they're always fearing and want more and more and more and more. He says, no. Two qualities he's saying I learned from my two gurus. One is the anaconda, the cobra. I learned renunciation, detachment. And from the honeybee, I learned contentment. And he says, you look at the honeybee, it goes from flowers to flowers, flowers to flowers, and collects so much honey from different flowers. And then it builds the honeys together, so many honeys together, they'll build a honeycomb. And one day, the person who can take the honey will come and he'll cut the honeycomb, he'll burn the honeycomb, he'll take out the honey, and whatever these people had collected with such a hard work, all the honeybees had done so much hard work, but all that hard work, whatever they collected, they saved. Somebody else has come, taken it away. This is the state of people in the world today. People earn money. Parents, they go to court cases. And I've heard parents saying, मेरे खून पसीने की कमाई है, मेरे खून पसीने की कमाई है, हम लोगों ने बनाया है इसको खून पसीने की कमाई, ये हमारा सपना था. Parents, when they are fighting in court cases for properties, they have made a lot of properties and kids are behind them, give us this, that. It happens, it's a normal thing in today's world. And parents will say, it was our dream. We put our sweat and blood into building these properties, and look at the kids, how they have become. When I listen to all these dialogues in my head, I'm thinking, yeah, it was a dream. Wake up from the dream. Why are you fighting? Don't make your life nightmare. Make it a good dream. It was a dream, as you're saying, yes, it was a dream. You put your hard work, sweat, and in a dream. You are yourself saying it 10 times. Then why are you losing sleep over it? Just wake up from the dream. You're also going to go away one day. But your behavior, what are the kids learning from the behavior? How much attached are you to all this property? One day this is all going to go. Before you also, so many people came, they wrote so many registration papers, they signed, they thought this is our land forever. Wake up from the dream. You worked hard, somebody else is going to take it. You worked hard, you enjoyed while you were alive. As parents, you enjoyed while you were alive. After that, give it nicely to your kids, they will enjoy. What is the thing? Give it in charity. People will enjoy. Let the kids know. So this kind of things happen in today's world. So here he is saying that people are working so hard day in and day out, like the honeybee, collecting honey. They make their honeycomb and somebody else comes and takes it away. He said, I learned from there. He says, that is why I'm very content. Things which have to come by their own accord to me will come. I will enjoy. Which does not have to come, I'm not worried about it. I don't want to go here and there collecting so many things. And if somebody takes away, then I feel sad. I don't want to collect. Whatever I have, I'm happy with it. So contentment. And then he says, from this, looking at the honeybee, मैंने यह शिक्षा ग्रहण की कि विषय भोगों से विरक्त रहना चाहिए. He says, looking at the honeybee, I realized that we have to be very detached from everything, all the pleasure, whatever things you have gathered, whatever things you have collected in your life, thinking, this is my most favorite thing, this is my most favorite thing. You have to be really detached with them. Enjoy, and if they go away, don't worry. They are going to go away anyways. You have saved so many things. Thinking you will enjoy it one day. And the day you die, I know of a friend, her husband, he was a great collector of brand shirts and brand perfumes, very high brands. And he went to some other country and he collected everything from there. And then he came to India. He came. Within next day, very young, he passed away. He passed away, and then when they opened his closet, you can see all those perfumes, all those branded shirts and everything. He had not even opened them. Everything had to be given to, like, donated after his death. Life is that fickle. And we make ourselves so restless. We fight. This is what Dattatreya is trying to teach us. Be detached with everything and be content with whatever you have with you. Right? And time is almost up. Let me, the rest I will complete tomorrow. Let me just see what you guys have written a lot of things. Let me just cover that up. Okay. All right. Pranam Ma, can we remember Radharani while doing Lalita Sahasrnama? Yes, you can. How wonderful. Jai Gurudev, the story of pregnancy gives me goosebumps. She is Parashakti. Filled me with tears. Yeah. Can I discuss about chanting Lalita Sahasrnama with my family member? Yes, you can discuss very freely. You can discuss Lalita Sahasrnama chanting. Jai Shri Ram Hanuman ji. Smita Ma, मुझे नहीं पता आपकी बातें सुनने के बाद मेरी आंखों में आंसू क्यों आ गए, पता नहीं क्यों ना क्यों। माँ जब छूती है ना ललिता माँ, ये भक्ति के आंसू होते हैं, प्रेम के आंसू होते हैं। आपने देखा, आपने भी रोया, किसी और ने भी रोया, 3-4 लोग रोए। ये जब भी आंसू आए ना, तो आप समझना कि माँ आपको छू रही है। The question was, why do I feel? So the person is writing, why did I feel like the tears are flowing from my eyes when I hear about Ma Lalita's stories? It is because mother touches you. One of the symptoms of good bhakti is that mother has touched you and you get tears. So let the tears flow. Kranti writes, Ma, this story is a proof that Ma Lalita is watching and taking care of each and every soul on earth and desire, sending angels like Smita Ma. She prepares and makes them pure inside out, and also their surroundings with, and fulfills wishes of her bhaktas. Yes, she is always like that. This is so beautiful. Ma, if I hit insects like mosquito and cockroaches and use of very rarely abusive words are bad karma. See, in those you are doing unknowingly, the karma theory, when I covered 3rd, 4th and 5th chapter, Rinku, you will know. I will talk about all these little things. But certain things you are not doing it intentionally. They are happening. And certain things you will have to do for your self-defense. Killing an animal to protect yourself and killing an animal for your taste buds. These are two different intentions. So I will talk about those intentions when we are doing the karma theory in Bhagavad Gita 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. All your doubts will be clear there. So right now, don't worry. And don't use abusive words. Yeah. Try to use positive words always. Even I learned it a hard way because of my sadhanas, I literally got one Shakti called Vak Shakti. Whatever I say will happen. I started realizing later. So when I was young, I would get very angry and I would curse. And then when I cursed, those things used to happen. And after those things used to happen to that person, I used to feel very sad. Why did I say that? And I confessed it to my father, my guru. My father is my guru. I confessed it to him that I feel very bad. I should not have said this word. I should not have said that. And my father always started then telling me, mind your words, mind your words, mind your words. So then I started changing. I said, even in my peak of anger, even when I'm very angry at somebody, very, very angry, the way I will vent it out. May good things happen to you. May good things happen to you. May good things happen to you. This is how I will vent out my anger. Because whatever you speak, my father taught me one thing. It's like a boomerang. It is going to come to you. So even in your peak of anger, it's all about practice. It's all about practice. Even in your peak of anger, and you want to vent it out, but you just vent it out in this way. Let good things happen to you. Let good things happen to you. Let good things happen to you. You have vented out the anger, but at the same time, that good things happen to you will come boomerang only to you. So that anger, you will know slowly, when you're only praying good for others. In the beginning, it takes time, but then later on, you understand the futility, like it's futile getting anger. They will irritate you, people will irritate you, but you only get irritated to stop the action. You only get angry to stop the action, but you don't carry that anger inside you. All right. So these are different ways. Again, I tell you, when we are going in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th chapter, I will take all of this and explain it in detail. Yes, Ma, we are spiritual beings having human experience. This human experience is here to teach us lessons and give us an opportunity get out of this birth and death cycle. Yes, 100%. Ma, what was your experience of teaching Bhagavad Gita to such a person who is so bogged down with the depression and lack of sleep? Yeah, he did not take the classes with me, but because it was just for a few hours we had met in some meeting. Then I only told him. He said, "How can I sleep?" I said, "Very easy. Take a mala and start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The moment this is an advice I give to everybody who do not sleep, who can't sleep. Take the mala, very, very for a restless soul, give him the mala. And like I'm telling you, I bet you, by the end of the first mala, you will feel so sleepy, you will sleep well. You may get up because of your habits. But again, you take the mala, keep the mala right near your bedside. Get up and start chanting. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is one of the greatest mantra to bring peace to anyone suffering from sleep disorders. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Give them the Mahamantra, they will sleep. They'll say, "Oh, I slept in halfway through." It doesn't matter. Chant the Mahamantra. Even if you slept halfway through, it is good for you. Chant. So this was the only, as I told you, in that 1 hour meeting, I can't give him the Bhagavad Gita, but I always tell you the essence of Bhagavad Gita is surrendering to God. But how do you surrender? The essence of that is taking God's name. And God's name is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the easiest mantra for this yuga. And it can deliver everyone. All right. Lakshmi writes, insecure, yes, power and money builds up very big ego. Such persons start dominating and controlling, shouting at elders and sidelining the people out of insecurity. Yes. Sai writes, Jai Ma, I have a question. When I pray to Lalita Ma and I get whatever she wants to bless me with me, and I am happy that what she blesses me with is what is correct for me and she is my well-wisher. There is another person who strategizes in material world and prays and uses all techniques to achieve their goal fully. World sees the second person as a driven and successful, and the world sees me as a passive and content and not driven. Please explain your guidance as how I should explain that to myself properly. Again, I said, beginning of the lecture, I started saying we are always wanting an assurance from others. The way you have written, the world sees me as passive and content. What does it mean? You are asking for assurance from others. This is the path of self-realization. No expectations from anyone. Am I happy within myself? Am I doing things which God wants me to do? Am I making God happy? This is the path of self. This is what Gita teaches us. Sukha dukkhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo. Whether somebody says, "Oh, you're great," or whether somebody says you're bad. Tulya ninda sutir mauni. You have to be always the same person. Tulya ninda sutir mauni tatha man apamanayo. If somebody praises you, great. If somebody says, "Oh, you're passive and content," great. Thank you so much. You think I'm content? I feel so happy. This is what I wanted to develop, contentment. Finally, you have said it. I feel very happy. Thank you. That is why Gita teachings is very important. We are not asking for anything from anybody else. Nobody is going to tell us who we are. It is our heart that tells us who we are. Our heart has to be happy serving the Lord. That's it. We don't want anything from anybody. Whether you praise me, great. Whether you criticize me, great. It doesn't disturb my peace of mind because I am anchored in Shri Krishna. Got it? So I started the lecture saying that we think everybody should praise us. Everybody should say you're great. Even to Lord Krishna, nobody said that. Very few people knew he was while he was God. Shishupal came, gave him so many bad words, abused him. What was Krishna's reaction? Duryodhan said so many things to Krishna. What was Krishna's reaction? Dhritarashtra said so many things to Krishna. Even today, people say so many things to Krishna, criticize him. The Jainis, they criticize him. What is Krishna's reaction? Getting it? So we are not looking for, in the path of spirituality, we are not looking for anything from anybody else. Let people judge you the way they want to judge. My father used to tell me, I really became strong because of my father's teachings. I used to go through all this too. He used to tell, the kind of glasses the people are wearing, that is how they will see you. If somebody is wearing a yellow glass, he will see you as yellow. Smita is yellow in color. If somebody has worn a red glass, they'll say, oh, Smita is red in color. If somebody is wearing a blue glass, they'll say Smita is blue in color. But if somebody is wearing a transparent glass, they will see you as you are. So in this path, this is a path of self-realization. Realize who you are. I am Dasanudas. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the servants of the servants of the Lord. I am his eternal servant. This is me, this is my designation, this is my definition. I am his part and parcel. I am his, he is mine. That's all I know. Everybody else, you are wearing whatever chashma, whatever glasses you want to wear, and look at me, please look, no problem. I love you also because you're also part of him. A devotee becomes like this. He's always happy. Even with his people who criticize him. My father used to say, people humiliate you, just put them near you. You will learn this, all of this, when we learn about the Dattatreya's gurus. He's going to address everything. Got it? All right. Lakshmi Rai, I also had tears into my eyes while chanting Lalita Chalsa during Chaitra Navratri. Now, after knowing the importance of tears, I am feeling blessed. Good, wonderful. You're absolutely right. Good words. So cool, Ma. Ma, really after class to do japa is very difficult. Feel sleepy. So sleep then, no worries. Ma, please tell me whether Krishna and Narayan are same. Yes, they are same. So true. All right. So after the class, please sleep. It is already very late. Sleep well. Get up in the morning and do your chanting. Okay. So we end up the class now. Jai Shri Krishna, Hari Bol, Jai Ma Lalita. We will talk about his guru.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri
Thank you.
Thank you.